Well, I thought I'd share a little bit of an interesting observation. I have a number of these 4S 850 battery packs that I've been running on my Diatone Taycan 2.5 incher, and I noticed that a number of them were getting weaker, and one of the worst ones was this pack number 4. So what I typically do is take them apart, pull out the bad cell, maybe insert 2 new cells if I've got another similar pack that's getting weak, kind of make them another 4-cell pack, and rather than buy something new at this point. But this one, when I ran it yesterday, try to charge it up and keep it charged, I had 2 cells that were charging up fully, 419, 4.2, and then 2 cells, cell 1 and cell 3, which just never could get past 3.67, 3.8, and I tried it a number of times on here. So I had left it at this setting, and then I went in my charger and I put it on discharge down to the storage level, which what I'd expect is the 2 strong cells, cells 2 and 4, to drop down to that 3.85, and then the other 2, which were already below 3.85, that they would not suffer anymore. Well, I started that, and I just assumed that it would all shut off nice and good. I get down here this morning and I didn't get a reading on any of these. So then I put it against one of my little checkers, and they were all under a volt. And a matter of fact, a couple of them we were at 0 volts. So one trick that you'll learn if you do this regularly is you can just connect up the power lead, not the balance lead, and then put the charger on like NiCad setting at a reduced current rate, and then in the balance lead you put a voltmeter like this one here, so you can kind of monitor the voltages coming up on each cell. And I did that this morning to try to get them up to all cells above 3 volts, because most of these chargers, Lipo chargers, you can't get them to charge if the battery's any cell is below 3 volts. Some other chargers might be held a slightly different threshold, but this one I know is 3 volts. So I was able to, charging at about 0.8 amps at the NiCad setting, I was able to get this pack up to over 3 volts each cell. And then once it was there, I did put it on its normal balanced charge at about a 2 amp rate. And lo and behold, look at this. They're all up to the top, which I was just shocked that all these cells were below 1 volt. I was able to pump them up above 3 volts and then put it on the normal Lipo balance charge, and up it went. Now this is a 850 pack, and if you look the lower left corner there, it actually put 858 milliamp hours into it. So theoretically it's fully charged. So I'm going to go fly it and see what kind of performance I get out of it. Alright, I just got done from test flying here. Let's plug it in and see where it ended up. Okay, every cell ended up, I shut it off at about 3.4, so they all recovered about equally here. And now I'm going to put it on charge again and see if I can get it back up again. Two amp charge, 4S, start, per cell, everything seems to be tracking okay. We'll check at the end here. Alright, we just passed about 10 minutes and you can see all the voltages and capacities are tracking pretty well. So we'll just keep watching it here and see what we end up with when the charge is done. Alright, there you go. It actually took a little less than 15 minutes. I just was stepping away, but it looks like we got 100% on each of those. And let's see what it's put back in. It put 500 in. That, you know, was only drained down probably a little over half from the flight. So that's pretty normal to see that, but kind of happy to see this back in line. Alright, so I decided to do a discharge cycle down to 3.2 volts per cell. See, it's been running about 8 minutes now, and it's tracking really good. Every single cell is equal. So at the end we'll see how much capacity we took out of it, and that'll give us another little piece of information on the health of the pack. Alright, just a quick little interim update. We got all the cells down to 3.7. I have it set up to go down to 3.2. You can see we got around 14% capacity available on each cell. If I go back, you can see it's discharging at 670 milliamps, and so far we've got a capacity taken out of the pack of 532 milliamp hours. So given that the pack is 850, I don't know if you're always going to get exactly that, but I think it's looking pretty healthy right now. We'll keep going here. Alright, we just passed under 3.5 volts per cell. Still got some capacity left. You can see the voltage curve is dropping down. When we get to 3.2, that's going to be 12.8 volts. So we got about another 0.7 of a volt to go. Current capacity being drawn out at 728. So it looks like it just dropped off the edge here. So you can see it's really kind of getting to the last few percent. And like I say, it's programmed to stop at 3.2, so we're just going to see if it gets there and see what happens. Alright, just said that it ended at 1 hour and 12 minutes. Still reading, it's got 0.75 there. I don't know if it's continuing down or not, but we ended up at 739 milliamp hours. It could have been just one of the cells. That one triggered it at 3.2, and so that just shuts it off for the whole discharge cycle. So I'm going to charge it back up and see what we get back into it. Alright, the charge is done. Let's see how much milliamp hours we got into it. 751 back in. So I think it's going to be put back in service. Thanks for watching.